Hey guys, before we start this episode, we'd just like to take a quick moment to shout out and say thank you to the family of Ucop, who was one of the mixing engineers we interviewed in this episode. Sadly, a few days after we did this interview, we did hear the news that he has unfortunately passed away and is no longer with us. So we appreciate the permission given to us by Ucop's family to put this episode out on YouTube as well.
Yeah, just as a backstory, how we did like the interview on that day, meeting him, working with him on that day. So he's a very cheerful guy. We get to see the insights of dia punya like
His workflow.
Yeah, his workflow, how smart he is in terms of like audio engineering and stuff. It has been such an honour lah for us to able to like macam interact dengan dia, and we didn't expect like this is the last time ever. Right?
So I'm not sure if he's normally used to interviews, but it was a great opportunity for us to talk to him as well. Putting out this episode, we hope that it will serve as a fond memory for those who knew him, who worked with him, whether as a musician or whether as his mixing engineer. We hope we can, in a way, celebrate his life of musicianship, and we hope that people will remember him for the stellar musician and mixing engineer that he is. Yeah. With that, we hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Naza,
My name's Jerry.
and today we are here at Permaisuri Ceras, and we are going to visit
Kamar Seni.
Jeremiah. So what we're going to do today?
We are going to be checking out some drum recording techniques, and we will also be getting to know a little bit more about the studio that's been around for quite some time now, spearheaded by the man himself, Mr. AG COCO.
Now let's go to the studio. Let's go.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Boleh masuk
Masuk.
Okay, so we are here at Kamar Seni with AG.
Yeah.
Alright, so AG, thank you so much for
No problem.
Yeah, buat kami kat sini. Okay.
Okay.
So boleh cerita sikit, like can you tell us the story about Kamar Seni?
Kamar Seni, it's been 15 years. Ada few blocks lah. Dulu kita daripada atas expand ke bawah. So far yang atas, I rent out dekat tenant lah. Ada tenant yang run studio tu. So kita nak reduce few commitments lah kan. So kalau nak, itulah. So kita more fokus dekat this level lah. So this level macam sekarang masuk straight away control room, staff dengan live room. Simple je. But now during kita tengah sembang ni, kita tengah buat mixing room.
Okay.
Proper mixing room. Tak siap lagi. Soon lah, dalam January siap.
So this live room can handle any type of recording?
Yeah. Even we record vocal in the live room. Macam album Masdo.
Okay.
Album Masdo record vocal kat sini. Literally dekat sini.
So right next to the engineer.
And the engineer also the vocalist Ali. Ali and dia handle sendiri, dia record sendiri kat sini.
Any like artists or any bands that want to come, they can have like you guys punya engineers or
Yeah, kita open juga. Artis tu nak bawa dia own engineer or dia bawa dia punya setup, dia punya door sendiri, and straight away connect kita punya system pun boleh. Kita ada that offer juga. So depends lah, macam kalau tak kenal kan, random susah juga kan. Datang-datang cucuk semua, siapa dia ni, kita tak tahu kan.
Yeah, maybe should we take a look at the studio equipment?
Alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Alright, so we're here at the mixing desk for Kamar Seni Studios, and maybe we'd first like to have a look at this wall over here.
Okay.
Ni semua awards yang AG pernah menang ke tu deco saja?
This more like deco. This all like ni award ada daripada AIM dengan AJL. Mostly AJL, AIM balance lah tu. Balance. 5 each.
So ni award ni your own individual or as a studio?
I take myself as studio punya jugalah sebab everything happen kat studio kan. So ada rock album best song. Actually ada banyak best song lah. So okay, bukan studio. It's the composer je. Okay, so adalah few AJL dengan ARM.
Now that we've seen your awards, okay, let's go here, the desk. Okay.
Over here, being a guitarist as your main instrument, the first thing that pops out on this desk, X Effects.
Yeah.
3 ni. Berapa lama AJ pakai X Effects ini?
X Effects 3 ni since the release. Sebab I dari dulu once Music Bliss bagi the X Effect X2 XL 2018 or something, kita pakai tu, we never turning back lah.
Faham?
Kita dah stop pakai M. Since then all the way straight direct je. So every time release any effects memang I takkan miss lah. I mesti camper, Cortex semua I nak try lah everything.
Faham?
Okay, but when it comes to macam your album recording, macam Hujan punya songs pakai...
Okay, on recording, most of bands yang datang recording, kita nak ada character, the warm dengan apa semua benda yang tweak daripada that particular character band tu. Usually kita pakai M. Before this kita ada Two River, AC30, MM yang penting lah. Rock cover, Mesa Boogie. Selalunya kita nak cari the character M tu lah masa recording. So nowadays kita banyak pakai effects lah sebab senang and tak ada noise.
So, effect ni untuk live show pun ada pakai juga lah.
X Factory ni totally kita install kat sini je, tak take out from studio lah. So I punya live rig is sekarang I pakai Cortex dengan camper stage.
Kita proceed move on to vacuum tube Avalon.
Yeah.
Ni
the first,
jarang boleh nampak lah.
ni our first mic pre lah since start studio.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Back in 2008.
2008, yes. Inilah the mic pre yang kita pakai dari first EP 1, 2, 3 Go tu.
Oh, okay.
This the legend Avalon.
So,
Actually dulu dia dekat studio yang kita record tu, studio Excellent Tune.
Okay.
So dia orang dah tutup and disperse barang, jual apa semua. So I got this lah.
okay. So actually memang sini ada quite an interesting amount of options jugalah.
Yeah. Banyak mic pre's lah. So I nak cari different character kan. Kadang-kadang different character ni datang dari mic. Sekarang the vintage mic dia kena this kind of mic pre. Kalau mic-mic yang macam modern sikit, maybe dia more to mic pre yang lain lah. Macam tu lah, kita tengok lah. Nak macam record string contohnya, dia ada that pair of, let's say, quartet kan. So kalau pakai U87, kawan-kawan dia is this mics. Macam ada Y84 ke apa, dia kawan-kawan dia lah. So kalau dah masuk Royal mic tu, ada karakter dia, kawan-kawan dia pun lain. It depends lah what kind of songs, what kind of player lah, yang penting player actually. Tak kisah drama, gitar ke apa semua. Actually recording ni, I tak anggap the tools ni come from the mic pre, is the player lah.
Warm Audio 2MPX.
Yeah.
Ni dua stereo channel mic preamp. Biasanya banyak mic pre ni sepatutnya single channel untuk vocalist, tapi kalau kita buat recording, biasanya kalau kita ada stereo, kita boleh pakai untuk maybe stereo miking untuk drum, room miking untuk quartet, seperti AG cakap tadi. So untuk model yang tu biasanya pakai untuk recording macam mana?
Okay, yang this one interesting ni, WA-2MPX ni kan, dia punya karakter memang totally lain daripada banyak mic pre yang kita dah pernah pakai. So I still dig in the character punya ni lah. Dia more macam old school punya type character. So nak dapat dia ada tape punya ni kan.
Tape saturation.
Tape saturation and macam-macam lagi lah. So kita hari ni actually kita nak try dengan drum. So kita tengok lagi apa result dia, macam mana ke apa. So,
Before that, I want to ask one thing. I'm pretty surprised. You pakai Behringer X32 punya
oh,
mixing
okay.
mixer.
Actually, Behringer ST2 ni the engine for the live session, the any live recording lah.
Okay.
Actually, our main interface for recording RME. Kita pakai RME UFX.
And then next, your monitoring through JBL lah.
JBL.
Okay.
Why JBL? Sebab usually I habis recording, habis session, habis pre-pro ke apa, the file yang I punya revision I dengar dalam kereta. Bila dia dengar dalam kereta ni, dia macam itulah sound yang kita selalu dengar lah kan. So the closest yang I dapat daripada sound dalam kereta tu is this JBL lah.
Okay. I see. Dah berapa lama dah you've used this speaker?
Since studio ni. Since start studio bawah ni.
Okay.
It's 2008.
Yang the rest kita pakai, ada kat studio belakang semua kita pakai Yamaha NS10 dengan HS8.
Okay. Few things that we see that is not normally very common dekat studio. Kalau as home producer, sebab biasanya kita punya owners pun ada banyak yang home producer. The first thing yang kita boleh highlight is kotak dekat sana tu.
Oh, lunchbox.
The lunchbox.
This is Lindell punya lunchbox.
Lindell audio.
Lindell audio, ya.
And then itu kayu tu yang self custom ke?
Custom. Kita custom sebab I nak beli the ear tu macam nampak bulky, macam tak ni I buat kayu lah. Everything sini custom by Woodsmith.
The Woodsmith,
yeah.
Including the table jugalah.
Table ni sikit-sikit dulu, sini, situ, ni tambah lagi.
Probably mesti ada plan lagi nak tambah lah.
Maybe refurbish sikit lah, dah cukup lah. The problem is kalau the rack kosong tu problem. Nanti kita macam kena beli barang lagi kan. So better I stop lah. Belakang ada lagi, the mixing room ada lagi kosong.
Lastly, I see you ada apa monitoring punya headphone. So can you tell?
I pakai for recording pakai Bayer Dynamic DT100.
Oh, DT100, okay.
Abbey Road. Itu semua reference Abbey Road. Abbey Road pakai ni, beli. Oh, snare dia pakai Bayer TG120 kot. I lupa nama dia. Pakai. Itulah.
Like Abbey Road, when you said Abbey Road, right? That means there is a particular artist yang ataupun recording yang
tak, I been there 3 times record.
Okay.
So macam dia inspired lah macam susah nak edit macam tu, but even small scale pun kita try lah kan. Nak feel lah.
Okay, but so far your experience dah recording artist, dah buat apa producing apa semua. How close would you say to Abbey Road lah?
Okay, what I learn from Abbey Road, apa je artis kalau dia dah ada dia punya signature sound kan, dia pergi je studio mana pun sama je. So it's not the studio and equipment, the artist, the player lah. So
cuma kalau itu studio boleh bagi vibes yang betul.
Vibe tu kita
boleh
nak
dapat itu performance yang paling best lah. Untuk lunchbox ni, apa beza lunchbox pakai lunchbox punya equipment dengan rack unit?
Okay, actually sama je.
Okay.
Dulu I macam wonder kak, macam apa yang different sangat kan, signal ke macam mana pun. I pakai lunchbox ni actually prefer more lunchbox sebab the space punya ni lah. Since pakai dulu I pernah pakai 160 DBX kan. Dengan pakai yang ni sama je.
Sebab yang ni is the newer version lah, 560A.
560 kat sebab dia 500 series kan. So dia pakai 5 kat situ.
Sama lah.
Basscom pun sama. So more signal processor semua nanti kita transfer ke mixing room. So kita nak record lepas ni kita totally record through mic pre je. Mic pre straight ke interface. So sekarang kita still pakai, kita record through mic pre, through processor agak macam compressor, EQ semua kan. So lepas ni yang processing effects pun kita letak kat mixing room.
So dekat bawah ni pun kita ada nampak lebih banyak 500 series unit.
Yeah.
Ni punya lunchbox actually I can recognize is Cranbourne audio.
Yeah, Cranbourne.
So yang ni is version yang connect kepada interface jarak ADAT kan?
Yep. Direct ADAT.
Direct ADAT.
I ambil this Cranbourne audio memang sebab dia ADAT.
Sebab dia
Yeah.
ADAT.
So I dapat extend my interface through ADAT and dapat the signal from the mic pre straight away daripada that signal tracks kan.
Sebab dulu banyak lunchbox pun kena pakai XLR.
Yeah.
So kalau ada pakai ADAT sebab RME pun ADAT connection pun senang.
Betul.
Kabel pun kurang sikit lah.
Ya, kabel kurang.
Yang paling penting tu lah.
Sepatutnya kalau tour studio bawa tour kabel. Itu yang gila-gila. Ni macam ni kita dah patch semua ke Samsung patch bay ni. So everything kita dial up dekat sini je lah.
So ada WA-2A ni memang emulation untuk LA-2A lah.
Yeah,
So pun I rasa ada banyak pakai pada vocalist.
But my personal favourite more dekat 76 actually. WA-2A ni I tak minat sangat lah. But ramai engineer kita yang macam Ucop dia suka WA-2A. Ni preference masing-masing lah.
Itu attack lebih cepat lah.
Ya, betul.
So boleh control lebih banyak. Itu transient.
Okay, so AJ boleh cerita sikit like what space is this?
Okay, so this is the live room. If ramai recognize, this room juga kita buat live session before this. Masa tu kita pakai that wallpaper, brick wall wallpaper.
Oh, yeah.
So macam dah lama sangat, 7 years pakai wallpaper tu, I boring. So kita get rid lah. So nak macam relax sikit. So and this light semua untuk shoot lah for live session. The live session tu dia macam ongoing punya, macam bila free kita buat. Macam tu. Dia tak ada macam season 1, season 2 tak. Dia macam ada kita buat.
Basically this studio ni pun is mostly untuk, not to say live recording,
Everything, every sort of recording lah.
Okay.
Instruments, vocals, live, dubbing pun kita buat macam-macam lah.
Okay, so as I understand, I read through your website kan, kata you guys not only just handle macam artist recordings or bands punya recordings, but also companies, big companies macam Malaysian Airlines and all that. So what sort of recordings yang have happened here for them lah?
Oh ya, more macam tu usually ada scoring. Okay. Scoring for dia punya ads dengan lagu, more songs lah.
Oh, okay.
Ya. Yeah. More fokus sekarang. Dulu more artis dengan label kan. Sekarang more layan this government, corporate punya work lah.
Okay, so now that we are inside kan, so I see there are amps, ada keyboards, ada drum, ada bass punya amp. Okay, let's talk about the kind of mics yang you ada dekat dalam studio ni. Apa yang you pakai?
Best part kita orang punya studio ni, kita orang punya inventory mic tu lah. Kita ada most of industry standard lah mic punya collection. Sebab I punya idola is Abbey Road kan. So Abbey Road kan macam ada semua mic collection kan. So kita adalah few yang macam penting-penting lah, macam yang the main like UA7, Manly Reference, Royer, banyak.
Okay, so let's say I want to ask you your favorite mic.
One audio.
Alright.
Actually kita ada macam-macam. Kita ada Manly, kita ada UA7, AKG 414. So this mic yang kita selalu pakai for vocal kan, mainly macam kita pergi big studio semua pakai mic tu. Kita found out this WA-47 One audio yang 47 bukan junior, yang
The tube, version tube.
Tube kan. Dia sedap dekat vocal. So most of vocal macam bila pakai 414 mainly dengan UA7 kan, dia depends on vocalist, certain vocalist. Okay. Sebab lain singers kan, lain approach kan. But this one audio dia macam semua. Okay. Rock, pop, semua boleh masuk.
Okay, so now that you have the mic, boleh just spill one secret lah, like macam siapa the most notable artist yang pernah nyanyi through that mic? Or maybe like, because sometimes we don't know dalam album singing apa semua, kita tak tahu mic apa dia pakai. So who's that artist yang pakai mic tu?
Okay, The first person yang try mic tu is Noor lah.
Okay.
Of course. Yang kita orang start discover, wih sedap lah. Sebab knowing Noor kan ramai macam dia punya range dia besar kan. So we tried later tu dengan Dayang. Ramai rekod kat sini masalahnya. Jamal ada.
Okay.
Emei search. Ramai tak? Nampak tak? Jamal, Emei search, Dayang kan lain tu.
Yeah.
You would say yang tu memang number one mic to go lah for vocalist.
Yeah.
For you, yeah.
Mainly, I have my favourite mainly actually. Sometimes ada klien yang macam particular sikit, dia macam tengok juga kan macam apa pakai ni mic apa ni tak pernah tengok kan. Dia orang selalu nak ada visual kan, nak U87 mainly. Itulah.
When clients come in to want to do a recording, let's say if it's a vocal recording or if it's like drum recording, biasanya macam mana proses untuk pilih mic yang betul untuk dia orang?
Selalunya kita ada few engineers. Macam semua engineers ni dia ada favourite mic dia orang lah. Macam aku selalu datang follow lah dia nak apa, tu je. Macam Anis, apa yang selalu record vocal is Anis. Dia suka mic 47 tu. Dia antara favourite lah. Yang lain banyak pakai U87. But 47 tu macam straightforward. Macam pasang je dah tak banyak tweak lah.
Sebab kalau engineer yang pilih mic tu pun, I rasa dia pun tahu jugalah.
Dia dah familiar dah, kalau dah comfortable lah.
Faham.
So next we're going to be hearing like drum demos, okay? Basically we're going to listen the character of the W-2MPX, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned. Today we are going to learn a little bit about drum recording session at Kamar Seni. Okay, so we are with one of the engineers here. Can you introduce yourself to everyone?
What's up guys, I'm Emei, so I do a lot of the drums recording here, and yeah, let's talk about what mics I'm choosing, and okay lah, we belasah lah.
One mic on the outside, this is the Warm Audio 47F, and you have a cable going inside the cavity of the kick drum. So maybe can you tell us the concept of using two mics to record a kick drum?
Okay, alright. Actually, it depends on the genre. Sometimes I'll just use one mic, maybe just the WA-47F. But the one inside, I'm actually using a Beta 91A by Shure. So there's a few other boundary mics that's out there, but this is by far my favorite because it's very versatile. So when it comes to recording, I'll try to get the most versatile I can because I'm trying to be the fastest I can during recording. So I want to have any equipment nearest to whichever decision making I'm trying to get out of the recording. So for the in, usually I'll try to have beta 91A, or maybe if it doesn't cut, I'll try a E901 or maybe a D112. Usually it's these three, depends on the genre. But most of the time I'll try to get a beta 91. Okay, so for outside, this is quite new to me, using WA-47F. Usually I'll try to use maybe a D112 or beta 52A, but I've been liking this so far. It's kind of like, I would say, the best one for me right now. Even without the kick in, it's already very punchy, a lot of low end. It's more or less what I would expect coming from a kick, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So the position of where you placed it, this is, I assume this is something that you've already decided is the best spot for the kick.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Based on your past experience recording it.
Correct. Yeah.
So I guess for most people, normally what they would expect is you would have to put it in the center of the
Yeah.
drum. But you have it at maybe off, off the center,
more
by
or less
about
off center.
1 to 2 inches. And
Yeah.
what's the reasoning behind that?
I would say sometimes, I mean, I understand the logic of putting it in the middle, but this is more like after listening back to the recordings. So I tend to lean towards the off center rather than the center, just to get much more natural sound out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got one single mic on the snare.
Okay.
What's this mic, and how have you decided to aim it towards the snare?
Okay, so what we're using today is actually a Bayer Dynamic N201TG. So this mic, usually I'll try to use a Shure SM57, but for this snare in particular, actually this one sounds really nice.
Right.
So all decisions of the mics is based on whether I feel it's nice or not. If there's a better mic for that particular instrument, I'll just place it. This is after trying different combinations. Maybe if I A/B it with a 57, maybe the 57 has more mids that I'm trying to get out of the song. Or for this one in particular, it's a bit more brighter. So sometimes in mixing, for me and also a lot of other mixing engineers, they tend to boost more highs, if that makes sense. So yeah, I usually opt for this microphone. So the bottom mic is actually a Sennheiser MD441. So it's a very famous mic for live sound. Sometimes it's for vocals. Sometimes it's even for the snare top. It's quite rare for the bottom, but the reason why I use it for bottom is because whenever I try to mic up with a 57, or this mic in particular, also depends on the position. Sometimes it's a bit too brittle.
Right.
It's not natural. So how I position the bottom mic is more or less the same as the top mic. That's how I try to think the logic of miking up the top and bottom. And also the Sennheiser MD441 is actually quite natural in getting that like snappiness without being too offensive.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
nice. You have what people would normally use for vocals
Yeah,
as
man.
well as streaming on the hi-hat, which is the SM7B,
Yeah.
with no foam. So how did you come about
Yeah.
to deciding on the SM7B in this manner?
Actually, I've watched this one guy, Nolly. So yeah, a lot of the mic choices that I do is based on him. I'm so obsessed with him. So the first reason why is because he's been using this for recordings. So a lot of the more modern metal guys,
Right.
sometimes they mic up this for those genres. But it's actually very nice for any other genre, because I noticed using the 7B for hi-hat, it kind of blends well with the overheads, especially if I'm using something like a KM184 or a C414.
Yeah.
So once I push the fader in, it's so natural without being tonally off balance. So far, I have no problem with this one. It's very nice, very chunky. But it depends if the song needs the hi-hat to be a bit more on the brighter side. I'll change it to a pencil mic lah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. It's
Alright.
just, yeah, there's no wrong answers in audio.
Yeah, man,
Only
totally.
the nice ones. Okay, and you did mention on the KM 180,
Yeah.
184.
Yes.
So this is also a very popular choice for overhead mics.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just get an idea of how you normally like to place your overheads, because there's
Okay.
there are multiple ways to do it.
Yeah.
This one looks like the more standard setup
Yeah, correct.
for
Yeah.
today.
So for the position I'm using today is more on focusing purely on the cymbals only. Because sometimes in the recording, the body is not just from the spot mic. Sometimes I'll get it a lot from maybe the room mic. We'll try to talk about it later.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'll use a 184 is it's more on the much more natural highs rather than it being totally out of balance tonally. So in general, I'll try to get everything to sound more or less natural, and we'll have all the heavy processing later for the mixing engineer to have like more options for them lah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
I heard that you explained that about this, but can you explain to everyone like how do you like
Yeah.
set it up this way, yeah, and why?
Like I said before, I'm so obsessed with Nolly. I did one class with him. I bought one of his classes. So what I did before watching his class was I would put it in front of the kid. Like visually, it would be like just in front of the kid. But then I'll put it here just because logically from here we can see that the kick and snare is somewhat aligned. So that's where I'll get the kick and snare center. But right now it's actually in mono configuration. It doesn't really matter. So the idea for me is to get a bunch of snare out of it.
Right.
Maybe snare body, or just the vibe of the room. It depends on the song. So if I want the song to be somewhat like that roomy, snarey sound, maybe I'll try to have it lower, or maybe much more inside there. I'll remove whatever is going on here and have it in there. Usually I'll try to move around and see which one fits more. But the best so far for me is usually here. Not the best, I would say this is my starting point.
Right.
If it doesn't work, I'll try somewhere else.
And
Yeah.
usually do you, for this type of configuration, what you've set up so far, how do you usually like avoid phase issues during the drum recording?
Okay, I see. I'll try to use this one plugin from Waze. I think it's called an in-phase. Sometimes I'll try to see if the timing, I'll try to adjust the timing in the recording. So from there, I can check whether everything is in phase or not. But sometimes I'll just use numbers. Like maybe I'll have it like 4 feet or 8 feet or 16 feet. Usually that's my starting point. But usually I'll try to maybe place it at one place. I'll play around with the phase button. If it sounds good, then usually that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it sounds good, it's good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the key point.
Oh, alright, so we are here now with Ucop. Yeah, alright. So you've spent almost an hour mixing guna this stuff just now. Okay, can you tell us like your experience using that?
Vibe analog tu saya rasa saya dapat walaupun tak ada engage any switches. Dia punya switch ni just on power je dah dapat dia punya vibe analog tu, which is warmness dia semua. And then switches dia semua mudah untuk digunakan, mudah just turn off and on je. And then the knob pun very sensitive, which is bagus untuk kita bermain dengan gain dan calibrate dia punya volume.
On the unit tu, ada beberapa switch yang macam dia ada tape saturator, dia ada tone knob. Kamu ada rasa perbezaan banyak tak masa kamu engage itu switch yang tu?
Kalau obvious punya switch, I rasa tone dan juga tape saturation lah. Tu paling obvious kita dengar dia punya beza dia. Dan juga high gain lah, sebab dia punya boost dia agak tinggi, around 20 dB.
20 dB, ya.
So agak tinggi. Tapi membantulah untuk kalau kita pakai low output mic macam ribbon ataupun dynamic mic. So that's all.
So hari ni kita buat drum punya testing lah. Tapi lepas kamu dah dengar itu result, kamu rasa tak ada apa-apa source yang lain yang kita boleh pakai 2MPX yang ni?
I rasa vocal boleh boleh guna. Bass pun boleh guna. I tadi ada bincang dengan Emei. So I rasa dua tu boleh pakai lah untuk MPX, 2MPX ni.
Okay.
So far ada tak macam the setting that you like about this? Macam masa you mix the drum tadi kan, what ada macam interesting thing you found? Macam you flip this switch, ada
What kind of character you found out apa semua ya?
Yang membantu I rasa yang sedang I buka, which is 80Hz punya high pass.
Okay.
Sorry, betul, high pass. And then tone punya switch ni lah. Dia kita route through overhead, and then dia punya character drum tu lagi timbul. Walaupun dia agak subtle, tapi sangat membantulah kalau dalam mix tu.
Ini ada guna tape saturator?
Ada. Kita ada pakai juga. Kita ada test juga. Kalau kita ada lagu yang berkait dengan maybe 80s kan, kita boleh pakai lah tape saturation ni. Sangat membantu. And then 2kHz ni pun membantu juga kalau muzik yang soothing kan. Dia lembutkan top drum tu.
Do you see yourself akan guna banyak lepas ni?
Mungkin pakai. Mungkin akan pakai banyak.
Alright.
Kita dah bincang dengan bos tadi.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ucop, for doing the mixing for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so that's it, you guys. That was the video for today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Alright, see you guys. Bye.